Oh yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday marketing call. And today is the secret marketing technique. I've actually tested this over the weekend to confirm all of its results, and I'm going to share it all with you. But first, I am joined, as always, by Fred Solomon. How are you, Fred?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm doing good, Lee.
Great. I apologize that there's no video. I don't know if staring at me is all that exciting. Anyway, however, next week we'll be back to normal with full video. We are catching up on the Sally Ellis, Fred Solomon 400,000K deal. So what happened?
So right after, we helped him delay the trustee sale, I sent him a text and he said, "Oh, Fred, I need to relax a little bit. I can understand it. It was a lot of pressure. He saved his house. Good guy." Then the next day I texted him, "Hey, don't mean to be intrusive or, just following up, blah, 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 whatever I wrote." And he goes, "Hey, my wife's got high blood pressure. That's on the back burner right now. The equity in the house is on the back burner." And I said, in a nice way, "You got to be concerned about where you're living, and you got to be concerned about your wife's health. You can't let one of them go. Because if you do, and you come at me in the last hour again, this time it's going to be more difficult to help you. So we need to chat. I don't want to be aggressive, but that's where you stand." So today's August 9th. I sent him another text. Let's see what I wrote here. Because I hadn't heard from him, and I'm like, God, these people. I'm hoping he's talking right. That's what my hope is, but I don't know. I really don't know. But this is what it was. Let's see. Tuesday, I responded. Wednesday, let's schedule a time to discuss a game plan. That was my text to him. Basically, we can either fix up the house or sell it as is. It's up to you. Then on that same day, I sent him a text message about Amazon work from home jobs because he couldn't go out to the public and work with anybody and bring COVID home. So I was sending him some ideas. Then I gave him the idea about starting a chapter 13 do-it-yourself kit, kind of, when the dust settles and we help him with his house.
And we lost Fred altogether that time. Please hold while Fred returns momentarily. Hi, Fred. You're back.
Okay. I
You're
said,
perfect.
I said my reality.
All right. So you were working from home from Amazon. Start right there.
Oh yeah, I sent him some ideas on how to generate income, and he couldn't work with the public, right? So, anyways, he was concerned about a work from home job and what he could do in regards to that. And so I said, "Hey, I saw this on Amazon or on Facebook." So I kind of took a picture of the screen and texted it to him. And then he responded back, "My reality at the moment is Maggie's blood pressure has been hovering high in the stroke zone for days. I need to get her treated so that we can function. High intensity discussion regarding life altering decisions are off the table for a minute. We are consulting with doctors." And then I said, "Totally understand that. Health and living location are big things to deal with." And then Friday, I texted him on Friday, "I hope your wife is doing better. We need to discuss an action plan at your earliest convenience. We got this far now. It's time to get to work." No response.
Of course not. Oofa, Fred. Oofa.
Yeah. But hey, all you can do is lead the horse to the water. He may have a realtor that he's working with. He may have come up with a solution with someone that he knows, likes, and trusts that would bring his loan current. This is a time where it wouldn't be a bad idea for Sally to give him a call. I don't want to, you know, I don't chase people. I just don't. You know, your line is great with Seth Godin, you know, permission-based marketing. Would it be okay if I reach out to you next week to see what type of action plan you would like to put together? That's a question that obviously should have been asked. To me, it's more of a salesy question than it is, hey, whatever I wrote, I said, what did I say? I said, what did I say? Liam, I read it to you, but it was basically, we got to put an action plan together. So it's just unfortunate the way these people, I plan to call him today to see what he has to say. I think it's time to go over the 9 options again. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, good for you, Sally. Look, I don't want to risk my Ferrari that you already owe me over the interest rate, Fred, but and if you don't know the running jokes of the show, yeah, it's a Ferrari or a private jet at this moment. So I'm going to go double or nothing on this guy, Fred. He's going to let this drop right through his hands and wind up homeless with a wife near death. And if that makes me sound super cynical, welcome to Talking to a Banker 101. This guy's, I don't buy it, Fred.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine the outcome in 22 days? 23 days, plus or minus.
Man, I think the date is September 6th. We have not verified that date. I'm not putting another ounce of work into this guy until I know that we're on the same page. I just don't beat my head against a concrete brick wall until I know that I have a person on my team that's worth beating my head against the wall for. And call me crazy for thinking that way, but you know, I can't deal with the bury your head in the sand people. I just can't. I don't know how they think. I don't understand that thinking process. Maybe
I will
know.
look. I've actually hired a legitimate PhD doctor who does this kind of work and asked him all the questions in the world on this topic. And there appears to be literally nothing you can do with people who behave this way. And I mean, I really went deep dive on these topics of why people don't take action in these situations, right? Like, let's just say you're a renter and you know you're going to be thrown out and you wrote it all the way to that date. Sheriff was there a week before it happened. You've got an actual date. 24 hours for the renter to know somebody's going to come through the door. And then everybody's standing there and everybody, like the homeowners or the renters shrugging. I didn't know. Technically you did. Technically you did. I don't know why it happens. I still don't know why it happens. I'll say it again. After watching last season of Alone, where people were wrestling with grizzly bears, they were fighting for the same amount of money and nearly dying in the woods. And this guy is finding reasons not to get $500,000 worth of equity out of that house. It's mind-boggling to me when I look at it from an outside perspective. Sally Ellis writes, I'm afraid you are right, Lee, but I'm not willing to let it happen without trying again. Oh, you or Fred, you guys will just take this thing all the way to the mat. I know what you both will do. If they refuse to acknowledge the situation, denial in capitals. I don't know if it's denial. There's something deeper here that no one has ever explained. And I've legitimately talked to psychological doctors, PhDs, and I can't ever get to the, I have been doing this so long. From the banking side, there is one thing I cannot comprehend. And I've done evictions, I've done unlawful detainers, I've been there for all of that. Like, did you really think? Let me give you a basic example. They already know they lost the house. They've already gone through the unlawful detainer. They let their pit bull go in the house. They build this kind of siege looking device throughout the house and cut open a bag of dog food so that they can keep coming back to the house. And my answer constantly comes back to the same thing. What, add a gun turret? Like, what's your plan here, guy? Like, I don't get what the plan is in their mind, Fred. And in this guy's case, he's insane. I mean, the only thing, he's doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result. That is the definition of insanity in this case.
So I don't try to figure that out, right? It's like trying to figure out why Jeffrey Dahmer cut people up and put them in ice cube trays in his freezer.
I honestly had an answer, but since we're recording, I'm not going to answer it, Fred.
I mean, you cannot spend your time trying to figure this out. It's just you're once, and if you do figure out the answer, I don't think there's anything that we're going to do to genetically go back in time to change this person's genetic makeup. So
it's not going to change at all. Like, so this is a precursor to everything that's about to happen, right? Like, we're going into a foreclosure period. The one thing the news can agree on right now, we're at the beginning of a wave of a lot of people on a lot of levels getting evicted from a lot of properties during a very bad period of inflation, right? So in their, well, not this guy's mind, but in most minds, like, there's some kind of bailout that's going to occur. That's going to be the default answer, because that's what they've been led to believe. We preconditioned people over the last couple of years to believe a check will come in the mail, we'll postpone foreclosures, we'll figure out a way to make it happen, which is not true. I recently had a talk with San Diego sheriffs. I said, how far behind are you guys? We're not. We're evicting. Okay, game on. This guy's going to lose his house, Fred. I mean, that's the bottom line. And you and Sally Ellis, I hate, and I'm going to say this to every single coaching student. There is a distinct reason why the Red Cross says, if you do not know how to rescue a drowning victim, don't jump in the water. They will drown you as well. And that is a statistical fact. I worry about your license. I worry about Sally's license. When this guy loses his house, he's going to blame the two of you. And again,
oh no,
that's reality.
I save every text. I save everything. So I won't let that happen. But the next phone call is going to be recorded on video or on, tape recorder, something. Because this is when it gets serious, because now we got equity to deal with. And so I just texted him because I get frustrated hearing all this. I'm an action type guy. When everybody says, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Look, I've already done it. I'm already done it. Everybody talks about what they're going to do. I don't talk about it until I've done it, because talking about it doesn't do nothing. Actions speak louder than words. I already texted him this just within the last 2 minutes. And I said to him, and I don't know, I just wrote, any update, question mark. Are you working with a realtor, parentheses, hopefully, question mark, right? I just want to find out what he's doing.
Wow. T. Miller, at Fred, it doesn't matter what you say. This guy can still blame you. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah,
mean,
and if
that's
I
the
like,
reality of this type of work. I mean, that's the risk and reward of defaulted properties. I try never to sugarcoat it, but I think we all saw it from 2007 to 2010, right? When people really had no clue doing short sales and blowing deals left and right. And by the way, if you didn't know this, in the first year of short sales, agents remarkably blew short sale deals. And that's why they enacted all the laws, taking money up front. Like everything awful about defaulted properties happened because a group of individuals who had no clue, or they were somebody's cousin in real estate, decided, I'm going to make this happen. And here we are again. T. Miller updated. At Fred, you are now making it about you rather than about the guy. I think, okay, I'm going to. Sally and Fred are extremely nice humans who I just don't want them going down with the
I have a
Titanic.
response.
This dude's the Titanic,
I
Fred.
have a response.
I'm with T. Miller on this.
No,
Go for it.
I have a response. Look, Sally called me. She asked me to help. I try to stay in the fairway. I don't like to hit it out of bounds because I don't like two-stroke penalties because it gives you a bad attitude. My attitude is always to help someone. The tone of my text messages are helpful in nature. And even though I may frustration to everybody on this coaching call, I will never express frustration to my client. I said at 9:26 a.m., which was 6 minutes ago, any update? Question mark. Are you working with the realtor? Parentheses, hopefully, question mark. I just want to make sure the guy's getting taken care of. That's it. We haven't charged him one penny. All we have done is giving him our time. He knows his trustee sale date is on September 6th. We made it clear that we need to have an action plan. If he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it. But at this point, based on what my attorney said to me, I'm okay walking away because I know that 1%, no, that 1%, 99% of it is fine, but I've dealt with the 1%. 1% costs you a lot of money. It could be $100,000 in court to defend myself. I don't know. It might be more, but whatever it is, I'm not desperate. I'm just not desperate. So, although you may think and it may appear, and I'm okay with thought process or opinion, I'm okay with it. I'm just telling you, my intentions are incorrect or different than what you're saying, and that's it. And I'll put that on my tombstone.
And we lost Fred again. Everyone, please hold while Fred returns. I'm kind of with you, T. Miller, but I think people like me, people like, are we just jaded at this point, Terrell? I mean, that's what I've learned through this experience is, are we just so jaded by what we've seen? Hi, Fred. I was stalling for you.
I don't know how long I was talking.
You were at about defending yourself, plus or minus.
Yeah. So I just
Well, no, and here's what I was saying, Fred. I go, me personally, that sounds like bad English, but if you've been doing this long enough, you become jaded to the process. What I think is kind of beautiful, you and Sally are still trying as hard as you can for someone who doesn't. And that's got its own kind of beauty to it. And no
Um,
Fred. Oh, there you are.
no, I'm here. I'm here. I,
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 I think it's
I,
amazing. Well, no, it says a lot. And I'll keep going back to it because I know legacy is a big deal. It's how I see your father. It's how I see your brother. It's how I see your son. Like you guys are a family of people who care, right? Sally's the same way. Sally's
yeah.
definitely in that vein. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum, people like me and Dr. Miller. Well, we're kind of jaded at this point. And
Well,
somewhere in the middle is probably the right answer.
I respect someone's opinion, and I know Terrell is not a dumb person, so that's an opinion, and everybody's entitled to it. I I don't say that someone's opinion is wrong. I just tell you what my intentions are, and if the intentions and someone's opinion don't don't aren't parallel to each other or are contradictory, I'll put on my tombstone that I tried to help this person and I wasn't in it for myself. Although there is an opportunity to get a listing, although there is an opportunity to fix this guy's house up, it's an opportunity. There's a lot of girls now that I'm single that I would like to go out with. Those are all opportunities, but I'm not desperate. It's not a situation where oh my God, I have to get this. I have to do this. I'm not desperate. I wanted to buy a Ferrari. I had the money in my account. I did not buy one for 6 months until I found the right Ferrari that I wanted to buy. I was not desperate. Simple as that. And I want to make that very clear. It's not a desperate situation for me. It's a desperate situation for them.
Oh, yeah, completely. And that's why I agree with what Pete wrote. You both have done everything above and beyond what you can do at this point. And I completely agree. Don't be surprised if he connects on September 5th, probably at 11:59 p.m. or something. Fred, what do I do in the middle of the night?
Yeah, no, Terrell's right. You have no control how someone else interprets texts and emails. I agree. I have turned up the volume a little bit because I know that person needs it, but my intentions were still good. I don't know if this person reads into my intentions to find out if they're good or not. So Terrell might be 100% right. And all you can do is just like when you open a business, you give it your best effort. You're either going to succeed or fail. Some people are going to put in more effort than others. And before you throw in the white flag, are you going to give it one really good effort, or are you just going to accept failure? I'm because of the liability, I'm okay walking away because of that.
Oh, Marvin, if everyone's reading that, I was keeping this under wraps because the kids don't know. Fred, take me to dinner and I'll teach you the 5 steps to finding the perfect spouse. Just look at Lee. All right. Well, thank you, Marvin, for doing the big out on this call.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Yes, I eloped, and that's why I'm in Vegas. I got married. I'm here. Thanks, Marvin. That kind of broke the whole momentum of the moment.
Oh my God. Congrats.
Oh, well, you got to learn the list. You got to learn the list, Fred. The list is everything. Thank you, Jim. I'll make sure to guys send you the Kickstarter where you can donate to the whatever fund I create to help the homeless or something. Because I don't know what the spot. My new thing is, what do homeless people do out here? Do they just spontaneously combust? I don't. Well, yeah. Here we go. Is elope at your age independence? Wow, congratulations. Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you. The kids don't know. Can we just keep it to this call, or anybody listening to the replay, can you just keep it on the DL? I mean, till we actually do. And I make sure I will invite all of you. We'll do a nice big event. Marvin, Marvin, Marvin. Marvin, Marvin, Marvin.
Lee, you know I knew, and
I know you knew. The Fight
and
Night
I
Radio
kept it.
people
I
knew.
kept it
Some
on the
people knew.
down low. We can.
I.
Marvin, no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul, Marvin. No harm, no foul. Marvin actually got us this lovely painting with the actual elope date, which is well unknown to many people, but he got this wonderful little painting print. I know I did, Tina. What? Everybody take a deep breath. Jeez.
If Marvin's membership suddenly disappears.
In fact, it was so shocking for Lori, she could not look at the marriage certificate when she got it before we left town. She actually had him put it in an envelope quietly over the desk like somebody was doing a drug deal. Oh, well. That breaks this all up. And if you're listening to this call and you're completely blown away with everything that's going on, probably you should be. I'm going to tell you how to get more of those deals because I actually ran a couple of tests on this one, Fred, and it's based on you. So, God bless. What can we say this guy by the first name so we can call it like the Jack or Ted? Or what's this guy's first name? I don't think that's an out.
Oh, Liam.
Liam. There we go. Thank you, Sally. All right. So the Liam situation, which we'll keep up on. Okay. We'll call it the Liam situation. So if you would like some Liam situations in your life, and I know Terrell's got one, we'll probably talk about it on Thursday. I sent her one and she's like, oh, interesting lead you sent over to me. Yes, so for those of you who don't know, I'm going to split my time between Vegas and Florida. And this is an announcement. I'm going to start the first Home Advocates brokerage here in Vegas and the second one in Florida. And if any of you are brokers and want to start your own brokerage, and you are capable of doing it, I know I've talked to Terrell and a couple of people about it, and you want to call it Home Advocates. Yes, you will be at the top of the page with links at the top of the page, the whole bit. I'm totally around. I like Marvin. Call him Dick. Fun fact, my dad had a friend growing up. I'm not joking about this, Fred. His name was Richard Balls, and they called him Dickie Balls.
Oh my God.
I go, that was your best friend growing up, Dad? I go, wow. How did you guys literally not laugh at him every day with that name? I mean, that's the most shocking thing you've ever told me. And he's told me a lot of shocking things. That one's the one that sticks, but yeah. So the Liam situation, we will keep an eye on. But my point to everybody here is, I think you have to expect this, right, Fred? Like, this is the worst case scenario. Somewhere in between that and, yeah, I'm ready to sell is the direction to go.
I truly mean this. I'm just hopeful that he's got another realtor or that he's talking to someone right now, because if he's not, then it's bordering stupidity. But if he's talking to another realtor, which I think the guy is, that's my personal gut feeling, is that's what he's doing.
That is so nice of you. And
yeah.
I would not be that kind if he got another realtor based on two of you going and meeting with him and stopping that sale.
Because you know what they think, it's what are people's intentions. And intention is something that people grab onto. That intention is something that people get a feeling for. And if I gave them the wrong intention, I don't think Sally did, if it was anybody, it was me. And if I gave him the wrong intention, then I need to go check my look in the mirror. But I don't, I know what my intention is. My intention was to get the listing and either fix up the property or sell it as is. That was my intention. So if he thinks anything more than that, then I obviously gave him the wrong intention. So that's what my brain does when I talk to people. Like, I'll hear somebody say something and I'll say, why are they saying this to me? What's their purpose? What's their intention? Like, I was joking about this on Facebook yesterday. I said the two words, good luck, right? Everybody says that from California to New York City. When you go out and you get ready to go show a property, the realtor who has the listing says, good luck. Oh, good luck. Oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to have fun with this one on Facebook. So I took a picture of it on my phone and I put it on Facebook and I just had fun with it. And I always get a little banter on my site. So I was in a frisky mood yesterday and I'm like, I'm going to have fun with this. And so what did I do? I said, what did I say? Is anyone bothered when someone says good luck on a showing? Like,
yeah, I saw that the other day. I'm like, that really
you don't even know what I wanted to.
There's no such thing. I think your response was there's no such thing as luck in getting a listing.
No. I was just having fun with it, Lee. To me, it's just fun. I mean, to me, it was kind of fake, but I didn't think of anything, I didn't have any bad blood or anything like that. But to me, I just like to put it out there just to create, controversy a little bit, just a little fun. Right. So I said, like, you don't even know what I wanted to text back to them. Like, do I need good luck for my brakes on my car to work, or that my client wants to buy their house? Dude, we're going to look at 13 houses. Do I need good luck for that too? How about this? You're lucky I'm even showing your listing, dude, because the market's changing. Oh my God, and the comments are awesome. And when she responded to say good luck on the text message, I said, hey, can you use your magical lucky powers to bring down these interest rates? That would also be some good luck. That was my response to the realtor. But I know we're talking about
yeah, for sure. Let me catch up on a few comments. Melanie Ford, my dad went by Dick. His first name was Archie, and my mom didn't like that. I think the greatest generation didn't associate Dick the way we do now. Well, his last name also wasn't Balls. So, Terrell, perception equals reality. I think we are literally looking in this particular case with Liam, what he thinks and what is reality. I'm kind of with T. Miller on this. Jim Cooper, you can gauge your intention with him with who you are for everybody else. You can't be incongruent on that. No, and I don't think Fred or Sally are being incongruent. Melanie, sell property as is. He is not going to cooperate with a fix-up. I agree. He won't get as much equity, but he will get more than a foreclosure. Maybe just offer that option. Or make him watch the last season of Alone, Fred, which would be my advice. Dude, I need you to binge watch Alone and see these people kill themselves for the same amount of money for making one sale. Sally, I've sent them info on immediate income sources. I'm sure he has done nothing with that. Also, he has a serious Medicare issue, and I gave him advice on how to fix that. Hold on. It's really hard with the laptop. Oof. Medicare issues, right?
I gave him advice on how to fix that as well. I told him how to buy a house on the backside using a reverse mortgage. But he won't qualify for a reverse mortgage because he doesn't have a job. But you sent him info on how to find a job. I even sent him an Amazon job that I found on Facebook, just trying to be helpful. He just keeps burying his head deeper and deeper in the sand. I don't know how old he is, Terrell. And I don't think Is he a foreigner? He sounds like a white guy when I talk to him on the phone. They both sound white.
How old is he? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna take a wild guess, and Sally will probably confirm this because she met him. I'm gonna guess this guy's in his 70s, easily. He can get an RM on the backside. If we sell, he can buy. Yes, he can't. Like
No, Sally,
65.
that's not,
I want 70. All right.
Sally, that's only if he can provide proof that he can afford the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance. So the answer is, if he gets a job, yes, that is true. He will be able to do that. But he doesn't have any source of income right now. I don't even think he's getting, is he getting Social Security?
That's a good question. And why
Yeah.
isn't he on Medicare or Medi-Cal?
I know he's getting food stamps. He did mention that.
Everyone in California is on food stamps right now. You need a pulse to get food stamps, technically.
You need to provide proof of income in order to qualify for a reverse mortgage. Proof of income is from, Social Security, a pension plan, an annuity, a job.
I know this is hold on, Fred. It just dawned on me. Why haven't you and Sally taken this to like one of the local news stations?
I don't want to embarrass somebody. All I did was ask him if I could get a video from him explaining how we stopped the trustee sale. That was my question to him, and he agreed to it on text message. So that's when I said on the coaching call that I would drive out to his area and get get that video with Sally and put it on my signature card when I send out emails. That's what I would want to do, because I always like to get new ones. And this one is a very unique situation because of health, not being able to go inside the house. All the meetings are on the front porch, masked, everything like that. So it's yeah, he did burn through his 401k. Last I heard, he had $79 in the bank account.
Well, if any of you would like to work with more of these extraordinary individuals, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, this is probably the worst case scenario. I'm going to give you some basic step-by-steps right now, and then we'll take this offline because I'm sure everybody would like to chew on this some more. Like, this is everything you guys fear about defaulted properties, and we've now talked about it for almost 2 straight weeks, which is kind of hilarious in my cynical thinking. All right. So if you would like to get more of these people, I'm going to give you 2 very simple sources. All you need is $50. That's all it's going to cost. It's not an expensive take, Fred. $50. You're going to go on Craigslist and you're going to go on Facebook Marketplace. And you're going to post a simple ad with your cell phone number asking if someone is facing foreclosure, would you like to learn the alternatives to foreclosure? That's it. I think you will be surprised, everyone on this call. I know that might be a letdown for everybody who waited till the end of this, waiting for the big punchline on it. It's going to make your phone ring. However, as you've been listening to this, look at who you're dealing with. This is no joke. These people definitely hide their head in the sand, Fred.
You know what? I think Terrell just nailed it.
Yep, I think she did too.
In
the middle of my marketing speech, TM killed it.
She freaking just nailed it, because all he does is, it's got to be put on the back burner. That is exactly what he said on his text message, that even though he could be kicked out on the streets and have no food, Well, he has food stamps, so no shelter. She would not last very long outside, according to Sally. So I think Terrell just nailed it on the head.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to call it BS. Antonio goes, I would pass on that client. Actually, Antonio, I know you very well. There's no way you would pass on that client, and you would do the exact same thing these people are doing. Of all
No,
the people who could have responded, I would pass on that client, I don't
no,
believe Antonio. He's that guy.
no, here's the flip side to that comment uh, that Antonio said. He's just not, he's not desperate for that much business to put himself at that much risk. I think that's why he said he would pass on that client. And it's too difficult to get the house sold because we got to get him out of the house, which means we got to pay rent or buy an RV for him or rent an RV for him or do something for them. So that way we can go in there and at least get it cleaned up before we sell it, because the sellers clearly admitted that they need to do that.
I'm going to give, yeah, go ahead.
Not being able to get inside that house is going to be a huge deterrent to getting it sold, unless you sell it for $600,000 and put a really low price on it and sell it to an investor. That's the only other way it would work.
Oh, well, now we're in the cash phase. Now he doesn't have a choice. Now it's an as is.
I mean, we got less than 30 days.
Yep, I agree.
But I can bring the loan current. I can spend $97,000 myself, bring it current, fix it up if they want to. But, you know, everybody says sell it as is. Don't put your own money into it. Because once you put your own money into it, then you really could be looking like I'm taking advantage of these people's situation, you know. So I get it. I get it. Really, it needs to be sold as is. I get it. And
I want to read Terrell's comment because nobody heard it verbatim. And I would say this for anybody. Go to Home Advocates, type in 2 words, scroll down, you'll find Terrell's information right now. It's Dr. Terrell Miller. And pray that if you need mentorship, she's the person to turn to. Brilliant woman. Liam wants to protect and provide for his wife. He apparently has merged the concept into protect. I think my opinion, Fred. Every message needs to be about protecting his wife. Logic won't work here.
Yeah.
What a smart woman.
Terrell, I am going to give you the prize. You win first place. You just won the gold medal. I think you are spot on, 100% correct. And I agree with it. And I'm going to try it. That's how much I agree with it. But you know what? I'm not going to let myself do it anymore. I'm going to let Sally do it, because Sally is a woman and she will have a better chance talking about it from a wife perspective. So Sally, guess what? It's all you, sister.
Well, if you'd like to find out more, go to Home Advocates and we can teach you how to work with more of these wonderful people. This is the extreme nature of what it's like to work with people who've missed payments and their denial level. It's also the most rewarding by far. You are literally helping people who cannot care for themselves. That's what we're learning here. And just go to Home Advocates, click on the link, sign up, be a part of these calls, and join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, for everybody listening to the call who's a coaching student, there's a link in today's description. Make sure to schedule out your video calls. If you want to upgrade. Once I get situated, now that I'm here, Fred, I'm thinking maybe a live event next. When are you coming out here with your kid, with your son?
I've been asking, I just asked him that yesterday when I picked him up from Orange County yesterday. I mean, poor guy, I'm in Palm Springs yesterday. I go to Orange County, Huntington Beach. Well, I went to my office in Newport Beach, and then I drove over to Huntington Beach to pick up my son. Then we drove up to the San Fernando Valley because I have a client that is conservative Jewish family. They have 2.625% on their mortgage. They live 2.5 miles from the synagogue. Every Friday and Saturday, they walk to the synagogue. The 2.5 mile walk, they are willing to give up their 2.625% interest rate to buy a house closer to the synagogue. So what did I do? On Friday of last week, we went and saw 5 or 6 houses for homes that were for sale in their neighborhood to give them an idea of what the value of their home was. And then yesterday, with my son in the car, we went and saw 5 or 6 more homes, and it was hot in the valley yesterday. And we went and saw 5 or 6 more homes. And now we have an idea what their home was worth. And they asked me, hey, so Fred, what do you think my home is worth? And I said, what do you think your home is worth? I turned it around on them. I said, you have a really good idea now. And they said they wanted me to answer first. So I said, well, if you want to sell it quick, I'd put it at 1,350,000, but I think you could get 1.5 for it. And they're like, Fred, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I said, good. Then you and I are thinking the same. So they're willing to get rid of their interest rate of 2.65 just because they don't want to walk 2.5 miles to Temple on Friday. And they're very, very religious. Every Friday, this client sends me a text message. He knows my last name is Solomon. You know, that's a nice Jewish boy. And he sends me a text message and it says, good Shabbos, Fred. So, and I always respond, same to you, Toli. He's been doing that for months. I mean, it's clients. Like, I just refinanced him a bunch of times and he's sent me a bunch of deals, but every Friday I get a text from him. Just a really, really great family. And so then they had a situation where they wanted to write an offer on a property, and it was really crazy. They wanted to write an offer on a property, and I told them, whoa, slow down. That realtor is going to come over to your house. They're going to look at it. And they're going to say, the only way we're going to accept your offer is if we list your home for sale as well. So that realtor is going to, try to get extra business out of it because they wanted to write an offer. And I told them, I go, what do you think the realtor is going to do or pressure you into if they don't get an offer right away? They're going to tell you to lower your price. So I said, how much are you going to lower your price in order to buy that house that's closer to your temple? And I said, are you going to lower it $100,000? So now you're losing $100,000 plus you're losing your interest rate of 2.625%. Let's sit back and fold our arms for a second. And let's put that in writing on a piece of paper on the table in front of you. And let's ask ourselves a question. Is that a smart idea? And they're like, Fred, that's why we love you.
That's why we all love you.
I'm getting the listing, and we're going to find a house closer to their temple. And that's what I've been doing on Friday and on Monday. And my poor son had to schlep around with me for a couple hours yesterday.
It's bonding time, Fred. Just teach him the truth. Yeah. It's bonding time.
Give me, and these people let us I let them stay in my condo in Hawaii, by the way. These are the same people. And I got over 100 likes and 60 something comments on their photos when they stayed at my condo in Hawaii. They let us into Disneyland for free. They've let us into Disneyland 3 times. They drive all the way from Granada Hills down to Anaheim. They meet us at the front gate, my son and I, so they can let us into Disneyland for free. Can you believe that? That's the kind of people that these people are.
Actually, I can. And that's the kind of client you want. Thankful, happy clients, not Liam. And there's the other side of the coin. Liam.
I had another client yesterday, right? I had another client yesterday call me up. Fred, we're thinking about buying this fixer upper in Pasadena. It's $1 million. And I'm like, oh yeah? And same situation. They got to sell their house first because they're not going to qualify for the mortgage payment. And I said, hey, well, we could put, a rental agreement together, but who are you going to get to rent the property from you? And they're like, well, we really want to sell it. And he goes, wouldn't that be illegal? I said, yes, it would be, but it would work. I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm just saying it's an option. If you get that house rented and then you want to be able to qualify to own both houses at the same time, and you have enough for a down payment to purchase that other home, that fixer home that you want in Pasadena, all I need to do is for you to go take pictures to make sure you're going to qualify for a mortgage, because obviously on fixers, sometimes the appraiser will write something down on the appraisal and you won't be able to buy that house as is, meaning you would need to have it fixed up, or you would need to go to a private money lender type situation in order to get that purchase taken care of, which means you might be paying 8% and 3 or 4 points to buy that house as a primary residence. And none of the private money lenders like to do it with your primary residence. They always want it on an investment property, because as a private money lender, the odds are against you if you buy if they do a loan on your primary residence. There's too many laws protecting the homeowner if it's a primary residence. So the private money lenders don't like to do that. So anyways, I'm just, going through these scenarios with everybody. And we all deal with this as realtors. We all deal with this. But I give advice that is so honest that I end up getting the business and making them look at their situation and getting the wife's feelings off of those pairs of shoes that she saw at Nordstrom's. And it doesn't matter what the price of those shoes that she saw at Nordstrom's, she's buying those shoes. That's what happens with wives when they see a house that they like. They're willing to cut their losses by $100,000. They're willing to cut their losses by $100,000 just so they can get into the house that they want. And then they're getting manipulated by the listing agent on the other house. Hey, we're going to have to list your house for sale too. And then it's a contingency offer. And I said, oh yeah, you think that realtor's going to be looking out for your best interest, or you think they're going to be pressuring you to drop your sales price so you can get that house? And she's going to say, I have some backup offers. She's going to use that against the sellers of their home. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep dropping the price. And now you're stuck. I'm like, oh, you do not want to be in that situation.
All right. So
Correct.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. Wait, I'm getting a takeaway from this, Fred. It's kind of my job. Is the takeaway, the real secret to all this is you have to care about the client's outcome, not the client's sale?
Yeah, it's exactly what Carol said. It's the same concept. Care about the wife and protecting her, care about their equity and protecting it, rather than finding a house that you want to buy and potentially dropping the price and losing $100,000 on the purchase price of your home, or on the sales price of your home, sorry, and then, giving that equity away because the listing agent, who you have no relationship with or no trust factor with, is telling you, you got to drop your price. Otherwise, I'm going to have to walk away from this listing and go ahead and accept one of my backup offers.
Well, no, it's as simple as your clients with the synagogue, Fred. You care more about getting them closer, right? So that they can be closer to their community. If somebody's doing the rehab in Pasadena, you care about them getting a better deal than actually Yeah, let's go write up the offer. It's your default mechanism. And I think there's something to be said about your success based on all that. I can teach all the marketing techniques that have ever been created in real estate, ever. Like I know every single marketing technique to get a lead. But at the end of the day, the real secret to all this is you care that they get the best outcome.
Yeah, you always have to do that, especially with your clients. And they will, and just like Anna said on her doctor client, same thing. If they know, people don't care about you until they know how much you care about helping them. Is that how the saying goes? Something like that. Obviously, Tina, that client felt so obligated to Tina because she spent time and they liked her. And if people like you, they'll listen to you. If people trust you, they'll do business with you. By spending that time, she earned their trust. All Tina has to do to tell her client is, hey, look, I understand you're going to get offers thrown out at you by other realtors while we're in this process. Just know that I got your back. And by the way, on that situation myself, I said, when we get ready to list this property for sale, the house that you want to sell, and I said, we'll put whatever price you want to put down. I said, I got a great sales technique for us. What we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of buying or reducing our price, what we're going to do is buy down your interest rate so you can have a $833 lower monthly payment. We'll buy down the interest rate 1 percentage point, and we're going to have the seller pay for that with a full price offer.
So
and she goes, how are you
go
going
ahead,
to
Fred.
market that, Fred? He goes, how are you going to market that? And I said, oh, we'll put it in the description on the MLS. And they said, that's a good idea.
And
So
I
what were you
will
going to
say,
say?
I do want to say this about Liam, or in these cases. Both Lori and Jim kind of echoed the same thing. In Lori's case, she was a little more aggressive than. And by the way, if you don't know Lori or you didn't meet her at the event, you didn't meet my wife. She is really one of the nicest humans of all time. As is Jim, as is Fred. Tell Fred, go over there with a listing agreement and tell him this is the last step in getting your equity. And time is of the essence, if I'm understanding the situation right. And this goes back to what Jim wrote in the comments earlier of you kind of have to go over there and do a takeaway at some point. Like you guys can only go so far and drop the takeaway. It's hard, but you're going to have to do it. If you would like to find out every single marketing technique that's ever been created in the history of real estate and be a part of this group and work with extraordinary individuals like Liam, I'm not going to lie, there are more Liams than not Liams when it comes to foreclosure. Please go to Home Advocates. You can find Fred's info. You can find my info. You can find Dr. T. Miller's info. You can find Sally's info. You can find actually all of the advocates' infos. Infos? All right, I deserve that one. Info, it's plural already, on the front page of the website. We're all easy to reach, and we're all here to help. For all of you who need to schedule your one-on-one videos, we will be doing Wednesday through Saturday this week. We will be doubling up. Also, if you need to upgrade, please do it. I will arrange with Fred. We will do a launch date in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna time it with him coming out here. I think we're going to the library, Fred. It's time to launch the new product. Time to get ready.
Well, I wanna see you succeed. I want to see you excel. I know the time is coming that, we didn't talk about this today at all, but we had 528,000 new jobs created in the US economy. And I just want to comment on this a little bit for everybody, because that was a huge number. Unemployment dropped from 3.6 to 3.5%. And I've always said that if the economy starts gaining jobs and we have inflation, interest rates are going up. If the economy starts losing jobs and we have a recession, interest rates are coming down. With 528,000 people gaining jobs and 9.1% inflation, that caused interest rates to go up 0.25% in one day. That's huge.
It
But
is.
I want people to also be aware that the biggest problem right now is the supply chain and the wage growth. Wage growth is 5.2%. 58% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So
With technically it's 4.4% savings, but yes.
So with that, exactly, with low savings, with higher prices of everything, but the wages aren't keeping up with the prices and the costs of goods and services, that means people have less money to spend in the economy. So even though people are, really what it comes down to, and this is just my opinion, is that people are working as much as they can to be able to afford to have the same lifestyle that they had before all this inflation, because they still want to go on vacations. Look at the airports. You know, the airports are just as busy as ever.
But there are no flights.
Yeah, because all the airline pilot thing, there's not enough pilots, and that's because of the new regulations, the airplanes, and there's pilots that aren't getting COVID tested and stuff like that. So there's a real shortage of pilots. And I have a lot of clients who are airline pilots, and they're telling me, Fred, we're working double shifts. It's not healthy. It's not safe. You know, we're not as alert. It's not good.
No.
So,
well, and here would be my very cynical comment. Did they put that number out so that they could bring the rates up and put the brakes on harder?
oh God, that's a great question.
Right? Well, that's what I do all day. I mean, I look at this on a daily basis. I mean, nothing has changed about the amount of media that I consume to watch all of this happen and try to predict where we go. I'm with T. Miller on this. Like, why suddenly did we just get like 500,000 jobs? Like, you were lucky to get 30,000 last month. Like, what are you talking about, 500,000? That's gaming the system to change the rates.
I think it's all about survival.
Oh, I
and
think
being
it's
able
all
to
about getting the numbers down. I honestly think that those right or left, can I say that so nobody thinks that I'm one way or the other? I think the goal is you've got to shrink that dollar. And again, you and I have talked about this, and I've talked about it with other people. Boy, isn't it amazing that almost every global dollar at this moment from a major country at this moment is all about equal. Boy, they're awfully close to one currency, Fred. Awfully close. Either the euro or the dollar, they're all about the same right now.
The euro has lost 20% against the dollar because of the Fed hiking interest rates and the dollar being much stronger. So the euro, you know, like I said recently, it's cheap to go to Europe right now. So if you are thinking about traveling, now is the time to do it, because it's the euro is on sale right now against the dollar bill.
Well, this is how conspiracies start, right? If I'm in West Virginia in one of the, was just watching this video the other day, like literally the poorest counties in the United States, somewhere in Kentucky. how do you think these conspiracies start? Like, you think somebody just wakes up one day and goes, yep, that's what I think. No, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go, the euro and the dollar are the closest they've been historically. China is completely melting down, and that's the number 2 economy. We're at a very weird time in American history. And going back to Liam, in his mind, meh, everything will be okay. Somehow, in his delusional mind, Fred, to bring it all around, in Liam's mind, this is all going to work out somewhere.
You know, you've dealt with this way more than I have, so I'm only gonna hear what you're saying, and I'm only going to agree with it because you have dealt with it with so many different homeowners, and even though you don't directly deal with the homeowner, you know what they're thinking by their actions, because actions speak louder than words. And you know how many percentage of these properties end up going into foreclosure, and especially the ones that have equity. Like, those are the ones that are just really head scratching to me. Like, I mean, like, I'm trying to help the guy, and so I'm on Antonio's boat. You know, I'm on his boat. I'm like, I'm not desperate for this business. I love Sally's mindset, though. Sally's mindset is the right mindset. I'm gonna not let this go. You know, whatever she wrote above, she was like, no, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make this happen. And I agree with that mindset, because that's how you stay busy. But from my perspective and the liability perspective and the offers that I made to this guy, to me, it's at this point, it's a for sale as is property situation. And I think there were some other good comments. Terrell's comment was spot on. I think Sally should reach out to Liam and say, hey, how's your wife doing? Is everything okay? Blah, blah, blah. I included that in my text, but I don't think it was, as sincere as what maybe Sally would do. Maybe it requires another knock on the door in person. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe Sally just picking up the phone and calling him. But whatever it is, there were some really good comments. And Jim Cooper had one, and that is, do the takeaway, right?
You got to.
And the
Lori and Jim are in the same camp. It's takeaway time.
Yep. Walk away your proposition. Go take the listing agreement over there and say, we need to get your house listed for sale. If he doesn't call you back, by doing that, then you know, hopefully, that he's using another realtor. Hopefully. And the only other way to check that is to go on the MLS, which I haven't even done yet. And the house may be listed for sale right now. So there's a couple things that, that need to be done to confirm the September 6th trustee sale date. And number 2 is to check to see if the home's listed for sale on the MLS. Those are 2 things that could be done right now.
Per Jim Cooper, time to go dark. Balls, not Dickie, is in his court. Good turnaround. That's good comedy, by the way. That's a callback, as we call in the business. If we haven't completely turned you off and you want to find the largest amount, by the way, I just saw this the other day, Fred. Somebody is trying to bring back a program for canceled and expired, and it was presented to me by Lori, and I almost fell out of my chair when I read it. I'm like, who can't sell a property traditionally right now? Like, that's literally the craziest thing ever in this market. Because in most markets, properties are selling. What we're talking about is the coming wave. This is no different than short sales. This is no different than anything else. We have unique ways to get you face to face. We have unique positioning for you, and we have unique perspective, as you can tell from this call. We are not like everybody else. Nothing about that's going to change. We're about to present this to real estate agents on a wide scale here in the next week or two, depending on scheduling, but we'll launch it with a live event. So take advantage of upgrading with the link before that changes. There will be a monthly fee. We do want you to be an advocate. We do want you to be on the front page. For those that are competent and confident in being a broker and you want to open a home advocates brokerage, I'm happy to do it. We will discuss it and work it out. But please take advantage of the links. And don't forget, Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we're going to talk about the market. To get back to everybody's point, we've got to talk about this market because apparently Michael Burry is literally going, let me tell you what's going to happen next. And I will share all that information tomorrow. So please take advantage of the links. Please feel free to call Fred if you need help with a mortgage. Please feel free if you need to talk about a 401k or insurance with Sally. We are here to help all of you.